of Edinburgh with her as well, and I have no doubt he will be advising. And that they will sense the mood of the people, and this is the chance, as Buckingham Palace has made very clear, this is the chance for the Queen to thank the people for the loyalty over the years, but it's reciprocated absolutely with people, many holding bunches of flowers, all hoping that they'll get a chance to talk to the Queen, the Duke. Every time the Duke has spoken to a group, he's had them in stitches, so he's still got it. And it's a very happy, almost carnival atmosphere. Indeed, before the Queen arrives anywhere, there are street parties, there are jugglers. It has an absolute carnival sense here today. And let's face it, this is the first city. There are going to be many more cities going through similar scenes in the coming months.
And we're looking at the pictures of the square where you are. Just talk us through. We can see the anticipation there. We can see dancers waiting to perform the moment the royal party arrive. Just tell us what we will see once they arrive.
Well, yeah, that's a group called the 60 Colours. In fact, I can just hear the Queen her car is arriving where we are. They're a group celebrating the Holy Festival. It's a Hindu celebration to mark the arrival of spring. And as the Queen gets out of her car, they will start the dance, and the Queen once again will be showing a bit of culture that Leicester has prepared for her. It's very much the theme of this visit, actually, Joanna, that the people of Leicester want to make it absolutely clear that whilst it may be an ancient English city, this is a city that has changed hugely over the last 50, 60 years. And it has not been without problems, the complexities of what the changing population has done. But it is now a city very much at ease with itself, and no doubt that is why it features so highly on Buckingham Palace's schedule, and indeed is the first town on this visit, first city on this visit, I should say. And she will get a sense, once again, of just what people think of her. And we often concentrate on the difficulties the monarchy have, but when you're looking at groups of people 10 deep, who've come out, and it's not a warm day here, the sun's out, but it's quite chilly, and they've stood here patiently, many of them not far off the Queen or the Duke of Edinburgh's age either, and have patiently waited just for the chance, maybe to say thank you, just perhaps to see them walk by. That is enough. And anybody who's covered and seen a royal visit before will know that it is a huge affection that is shown for the Queen, and she must thrive on that. A lot of people say, and I remember when talking about her mother, the late Queen Mother, she used to say, work is the price you pay for life. And you get a sense that the more work that is done, the more the people appreciate it, and it becomes self-perpetuating. I think we're seeing that here today.
And you can just hear it, Simon. There's a palpable sense of excitement among those people who've been waiting patiently for hours to catch a glimpse of the Queen.
I know, and I'm in mind, as she gets out of the car, I'm in mind of her, this Silver Jubilee in '77, of course the Golden Jubilee in 2002. And back then, everybody said, well, there won't be much excitement about it. And then, gosh, do you remember those crowds in the Mall? Tens of thousands of people. And I think we're going to see the same again this year. Boris Johnson, the London mayor, has said that this could even be bigger than the Olympics. And looking at what we're looking at now, and the reaction that they're getting, it would be difficult not to... I'm not going to argue with him, because I think the Olympics obviously is going to be a huge thing, and the Queen will play her part in that. But look, the smiles say it all, not just on the faces of those meeting the royals, but the royals themselves, the Queen, looking remarkably relaxed, and the Duke of Edinburgh too, taking a keen interest. And the Duchess of Cambridge, she's just keeping in the background, and the public, they see her, they cheer her, but this is an event focused very much on one person, and that's the lady at the front of that group, Her Majesty the Queen.
Well, let's just stay with these pictures as the royal party have just arrived in the city centre in Leicester. You can hear the hullabaloo going on around them and the excitement of those crowds of people, thousands of people who have turned out to see the Queen and the Duke, and of course there we see the Duchess of Cambridge, the newest, youngest member of the royal family, and sort of almost learning the royal tradecraft from the head of the family. And so what's happening now, Simon?
Well, once again, the Queen is watching a dance. This is the dance of the Holy Festival, entitled 60 Colours. And it's, I think, now the 5th dance that she's... I'm not going to use the word endured, because look, she's enjoying it. And it doesn't matter how many of these she's seen. She shows the interest. She's talking to the mayor, who's explaining the background to this particular dance, but I suspect she knows as much of this as anybody. During her reign, of course, she's been to all of the countries that you will see represented here today. The longest serving monarch was the Queen Victoria, but you're now looking at the second longest serving monarch, and the experience that she brings to this, and everybody she speaks to, they all come away thinking, I thought I was telling her things that she didn't know, but it was quite clear she knew more than I did. You hear that a lot.
Other thing that strikes me, Simon.
Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, she's accompanied by the Deputy Mayor, and keeping back, allowing the Queen to, as she should, take the main stairs. They're about to sit to watch the ceremony. The Queen will later unveil the plaque. I have to say, I think the Queen's just looked over to see where the Duchess is. They're now waiting for her. So once again, I think Duchess of Cambridge stepping on it, getting up to that dais to join Her Majesty and the Duke of Edinburgh.
And you get a sense, Simon, that there must be actually quite a rapport between the Queen and the Duchess of Cambridge, because obviously there was that visit as well that brought in the Duchess of Cornwall to Fortnum's, when the three women got to spend a bit of time together, just the three of them.
I think that visit to Fortnum Masons was fascinating, because you saw there, because of course they were joined by the Duchess of Cornwall, and you saw in one picture 3 queens, one serving queen, 2 more than likely future queens, Duchess of Cornwall of course, and then the following generation, the Duchess of Cambridge. And it was quite remarkable to see that even with all the glamour that's attached to the Duchess of Cambridge, obviously, and there is huge excitement here about her presence here, but there is only one centre of attention. The Queen just clapping there at the end of that dance, and I think we'll hear from the Mayor of Leicester very shortly, who will just say a few words about the presence of the Queen on this historic day, not just for Leicester, but of course for the country. This is the start of the Diamond Jubilee tour of the United Kingdom, and all the other cities that will be taking a big curtsy there from the dance group to the royal group, and they will now be led away for the more formal part of these proceedings to get underway. And this is the Mayor of Leicester, Sir Peter Soulsby.